Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus here with a review to kick off another day of SHFiguarts week. It's Kamen Rider Black, Minami Kotaro. This Figuarts release is one of the first classic riders to really just get a full-on Figuarts treatment, and hopefully is the gateway to seeing some more of the 70s and 80s riders showing up in this line. Black, I believe, came out mostly because of his big-time cameo in Kamen Rider Decade, but I'm really happy that this showed up because Black is my favorite of the quote-unquote Showa-era riders, although he is a little bit disconnected from the rest, series-wise, aesthetics-wise, in a lot of ways. But this figure art turns out really magnificently. Of course, the compound eyes are there when they're in focus, and those striped details on him are actually sculpted in, and that was pretty remarkable to me. I thought they were just going to be tampoed on, but those lines are all carved into the helmet, into the collarbone, everything. The little black symbol on his chest is a tampo, and on some people's, I've seen this little bit here can actually scratch off, which is a shame, but I've also heard that it might be due to QC on certain production batches. One of the most astounding details on this is that they replicated how the original suit had this sort of organic detailing on all the joints. So his shoulders, elbows, waist all have this stuff in them, and on the waist it's actually quite subtle because you don't notice it until you tilt it up, and then whoa, the dude is organic. He is Black Sun. Also, the King Stone is marvelous. And the organic detailing returns even down here on his legs. Really, the only place that I think might be missing it is the knees, and I'm not even sure if they had that in the original show design, so that's not something you can really hold against this guy. Poseability-wise, he is very much akin to the Agito body, and I would actually say that Black is what could best represent a Figuarts base body. He's got all the poseability I've shown you so many times before, and he has nothing impeding it. So, because of that, I would say that this could be a weakness to some. He is easily the most efficient SHFiguart. All of his joints are free to move. They are all very effective. His body lines are all right in place. There's nothing hindering the look, hindering the aesthetic. It's all really well done. And it's topped off by how he has that organic detailing between the joints, so that even if he is in a pretty wild pose, you're still actually gaining something from doing so. And it's a pleasure to mess with. I have seen, though, there are some folks who find him a little bit bland, and that is hard to argue with, and unfortunately, that's just what Kamen Rider Black's design calls for, is not really blandness, but a certain simplicity. And hopefully those who are after Black appreciate that simplicity, because it's what you get with him. He's oddly enough got quite a plethora of hands, aside from his fists, which he uses quite a bit. He's also got this one bonus hand for doing part of his signature pose, and outside of that, he's also got some splayed open hands, as well as chopping hands. And the interesting thing about these hands is that their sculpting detail very much matches up with that of Agito ground form. So that unfortunate release can be accessorized slightly by borrowing spare hands from Black. And the nice thing about getting all these hands with Black is that, at the end of the day, all you really need for Black are fists. Maybe some splayed open hands. But Black is definitely the guy that I thought would be getting the accessory count that Agito ground form got. Because that accessory count works for Black. It represents everything that he's supposed to do at the most basic level. I mean, you really only need fists in order to perform the undoer of all evil things. King And while I hope that perhaps Black might come with something like a bonus Tamashii stage, you'll have to buy the bike for that, which is, of course, a Tamashii web exclusive! However, there's always, easy alternatives. You just don't get a wicked cool graphic on the base of this Tamashii stage. But, at the end of the day, Black is definitely an effective figure art. Perhaps a slightly boring one, yes. but he accomplishes everything that Black needs to do. There's nothing that this toy is leaving me thinking, oh, I wish he could do this, or oh, I wish he could accomplish something else, because this is very much a small plastic Minami Kotaro, and that's all you really need out of Kamen Rider Black. Anything else, really, it's up to the imagination of the children of the planet of Earth. I mean, granted, I'm a little biased because I love Black, and you know, any figure art is able to perform an effective rider kick. So, you know, bearing that in mind, perhaps, yes, perhaps my judgment on this guy is a little bit colored. But at the end of the day, you know, this is all Black needs to do. Well, you know, that and right wrongs and walk away into the sunset of the 20th century that was long, long ago. But Kamen Rider Black in SHFiguarts is definitely recommended if you are a fan of the design. But if you find his design boring, well, the figure art does embrace everything about Black, including his simplicity. But I find a strength in that myself. So, the judgment is, of course, up to you. Although I suppose it would be nice if perhaps Nobuhiko were to join him in SHFiguarts, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Which may be coming rather soon, according to the Tamashii Features event that recently transpired down in Osaka, Tokyo, and various other locales. But at the end of the day, all I'm really looking for is Minami Kotaro and his stalwart companion. Anyway, this has been Internet Personality Vangelus. I hope this review was helpful to you in some way. And even though the threat of Golgum is far, far behind us, the Black Sun will never rest, and a new dawn must rise before the next crisis.